Get ready with me while I do a story time on how I found out my old substitute teacher that got arrested for following girls after school and giving them alcohol was following me on social media. I don't really know if I should be talking about this on the internet, but I'm going to anyways because this is a good one. This was in 8th grade, just to preface. This was kind of a long time ago, but I never shared this story on here and I definitely want to. Just to start out, I really only had this substitute teacher once or twice. I'd say more like 3 times, but it was he was so weird. And I know he was only following me on social media, but for any teacher to follow a student on social media is weird in the first place, but he was only my sub and he was super creepy. So this guy, he came to my school, and I have a lot of respect for people in the military and such, and he told me that he was a retired military person, and he had said that he got shot in the head or something, and so he had some sort of mental problems. I don't exactly remember what he said, but something along those lines. And as someone who has a lot of respect for those type of people, I was oh my gosh, that's why he's a little weird. I don't know, I didn't really think much of it, and he was definitely creepy, but I was he's in the military, I respect him, so it just went right over my head. And I, again, only had this sub 2-3 times, so honestly life just went on. I never really thought of this guy, but he was subbing for this other teacher in a different grade. I was in 8th grade, so I think it was 7th graders at the time. And this is when things started to get a little bit weird. Honestly, I had no idea he was even still working for the school at this time. But I just remember being told, you remember that sub? Apparently he was following girls after school. I'm not exactly sure the details, so if you went to my middle school and I'm telling the story wrong, I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm just telling you how I remember it. And something along the lines of buying people something, alcohol, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure because I was not involved in that part. But a few months go by and I'm in a freshman year of high school, so it has been a hot minute since this guy had even seen me. And one of this guys that I went to middle school with, he texted me on Snapchat and is did you know this teacher's following you? And I was what? No. Guys, if I knew this person was following me, I would have blocked him a long time ago, especially considering that he probably followed me months ago. And on this account, I don't really ever know who follows me unless I just happen to see it, because when you're getting a lot of notifications, they don't notify you for everything that happens. So I had no idea that this guy was even following me until someone pointed it out. And he was only following 2 other girls from my school, so the fact that he even remembered me is so creepy. So I just immediately blocked this guy and told my mom, and she even ended up calling the school to make sure he wasn't working there because so creepy. And turns out he was also following me on Instagram. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story. Nothing really happened from there, thank goodness. But let me tell you, this guy's Instagram was creepy. He had pictures of him standing in his room holding a bottle of alcohol. Not sure why. And it was one of those accounts with 2 followers and a creepy profile picture of an old man. So, but yeah, that's the end of the story. So that's all. Bye, guys.
Get ready for me while I talk about how my friends got arrested last night. Or my friends just got detained, but the people that we were with actually got locked up. Okay, so basically my friends come over at 10, and we had been planning to go out and drive around or whatever. And so we chilled in my room for a little bit, and then at 12 o'clock we went out and we went and picked up my other friend, and we were just driving around getting food normal. And then one of my friends says let's pull up to this kid's house. And this kid was my friend's boyfriend's older brother, so her end goal was to go see her boyfriend. And so then we hang out with them for a little bit, but I'm literally just waiting in the car because there was a lot of guys there, and I just don't want to do that to my boyfriend because I know if that was him with a bunch of girls, obviously I would be pressed. But anyway, I'm waiting in the car, and my best friend's waiting with me most of the time, and I promise you I did not mind. I did not care. I was just on my phone. So they're all hanging out, and then it's getting closer to 3 a.m. and I'm I'm tired, I want to go. And so 2 of my friends got in the car with me, and we were about to go home. And then our other 2 friends stayed with the group of guys because one of the friends was the one who wanted to see her boyfriend. So we get home, and then we're on Monkey for an hour, and we get a call, or no, we get a text, and our friend's bro, blank got arrested. And so we're like, what the heck? So we call her, and she's sitting like at the station or whatever with the other friend, and they're just sitting there. And then we're like, okay, ask the police if you're detained. And the police was like, yes, you need like an adult to come and get you. And basically why like this whole thing was happening was some like pew-pews were involved. I don't want to say the word because I don't know if TikTok cares, but like, you know what I mean? And no one was hurt or anything. Like, it was nothing like that. It was just the fact that they like had them on them. Not my friends, the people that they were with. And like they had just happened to get caught up in this mess. Like, it was not them. And then the dudes were like getting locked up. Like, everyone was in handcuffs. And the police kept saying like they needed someone 18. And then we were like, what if we get someone 18 on the phone? And then we hung up, called them back, and then the police started talking to my friend like she was 18. I don't know if this is like bad to say online. I don't think they're gonna connect anything because they didn't see me. I was at home. Okay, why is this turning out so bad? This looks so weird. Ew, please just ignore my makeup. Most of this is my face getting red, not the contour. But anywho, so my friend starts talking like she's 18. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry this happened. Like, they're so stupid. They won't do it again. And then we ordered them an Uber, and they came to our house. And they walked in my door like around 5 a.m. because I just left like one of these doors unlocked so they could walk up to my room. But yeah, so like everything's fine now. Those people are like locked up still. But like in terms of my friends, they're fine. But anyway, I'm gonna go get my nails done. They've been like needed to be redone for so long. And then tonight we're probably gonna do the same thing. Like with those same friends, drive around or whatever. But bye.
Since I'm back in my hometown for the weekend, let's talk about some of the absurd rumors that were spread about me in my high school. Starting off strong, there was this time where this girl was spreading the rumor that I was pregnant, all because she was having her own pregnancy scare. I guess someone had heard about her situation at the time, so she said it was me, and this was literally one of my best friends at this point. And I wasn't aware this was going around until I was sitting at a football game, and all of a sudden, these guys just start yelling, "Kendall's pregnant," in front of everybody. That was also the same game where a kid told me to myself just because I was sitting in a seat, so I had never run to the bathroom to cry so fast in my entire life. This one was also started by the same girl. As you can see, I had a lot of fake friends, but basically there was this couple that got in trouble for doing the dirty in the school parking lot in the morning. I don't know what entailed her to start telling people that it was me and this guy I was talking to, but this was like sophomore year. Like, I was not doing that at that point. And I remember when like the actual couple got in trouble, and then I was just looking at everyone like, bro, like, I didn't even know I did that. How would I have done that? Next rumor was that I cheated on someone. I had this guy friend that I would always hang out with, and a lot of people thought we were like a couple or talking or something like that, but we were not. We were just friends. Then one weekend, one of my exes came in town and we hung out, and then someone took a video of us kissing and literally sent it around the entire school. And everyone thought me and this kid were talking at the time, which we were not. This kid did not get mad at the video at all. The reason why people thought I cheated was because we started talking after the video, because he saw it and he was like, hey, like, I actually like you, this kind of bothers me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, I did not know that. And then we started talking. That is literally what happened. Bro would not be talking to me if I literally cheated on him on video. Next would probably be like my junior and senior year, when everyone thought that me and my guy best friend were like hooking up while I was in a relationship. First of all, that is so crazy, and it created so many issues for me that literally should not have been issues. I hate how people cannot have platonic relationships with the opposite gender, because literally he was like my ride or die. Like, he went through thick and thin with me. Of course I'm gonna be his best friend and only his friend. Also, there's a rumor that I lost my card freshman year of high school because my ex at the time literally would tell people that we did that when we did not. I did not do that at that age. Literally have so many, but this video is already like 3 minutes long, so unfortunately I have to cut this short. It was also like a joke that me and my best friend were gay for each other, because literally we were like soulmates for like 15 years. I swear I have so many. Every single time I'd walk into school, I swear I'd be like, I did what now? It was definitely a wild time and did not help with my mental health at all, but you know, at least it was entertaining. My life was very entertaining for people in high school. And I think the biggest misconception is that people thought I was like this mean, stuck-up person, when in reality I just didn't talk to y'all because that's the stuff you'd make up in your free time. Grinding, doing my sports, doing my own grades, having my own little group of friends, and people would just pray on my downfall. That's why I literally never come back to my hometown, but I hope you guys have a great day. My makeup is done. I'm gonna go to the mall with one of my only friends from my hometown. So yeah, peace out. Love you. Bye.
Hey guys, get ready for me while I give you guys a story time on my first kiss. Okay, so I feel like a bunch of my followers are definitely more middle school, and that's when everybody tends to have their first kiss. So let my experience be a prime example of what not to do. Okay, me and this guy, we're gonna call him Hayden. We're talking towards the end of 8th grade. And honestly, me and him were like really complicated. Like, I couldn't tell if we were talking or not, but it felt like we were. Anyways, not the point. I had never kissed anybody before. And so like, I was really scared that like if me and him were gonna get into a relationship, I was gonna be a bad kisser. Spoiler alert, me and him didn't end up in a relationship. But anyways, I was so desperate to get my first kiss at the time because everybody was having theirs except for me. And obviously, like, I felt left behind. And I wanted to be a good kisser for this guy. So at this point, I was willing to kiss a stranger. Anyways, my friend, we're gonna call her Tracy, was dating this guy, and we're gonna call him John. Okay, so Tracy's parents didn't know she was dating John. So anytime, like, she wanted to hang out with him, she'd have to do it through a friend. So this one time, she asked me if I wanted to go over to John's house with her. And, like, obviously I said yes because John, like, had money. Like, he had super cool things and, like, stuff like that. Anyways, the day rolls around where we're supposed to hang out with John. And he tells us his cousin Ted is coming. By the way, that's not his real name. Anyways, me being the innocent little person I am, I didn't think anything of it. Like, I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm gonna kiss this guy or whatever. I honestly thought we were all just gonna hang out and ride his ATV. I have no idea what the hell that thing is, but it's something. Anyways, so they pick us up and we go to his house and ride the ATV thingy. Anyways, so Tracy and John obviously want alone time, so they leave me and his cousin stranded in this construction site area. And his cousin was, like, low-key weird and was just giving me the ick and was saying, like, all these weird things. Anyways, he kept trying to, like, hint at me that he wanted to kiss me. And obviously, like, I knew he was hinting at wanting to kiss me because, for example, he said something along the lines of, they're probably kissing right now. What do you think we should do? I kid you not, guys. I literally said stare at each other. Because I was scared and this guy was just, like, giving me the ick and I've never had my first kiss before. So then after that, he just straight up asked if I've ever had my first kiss before. Because it was pretty obvious I hadn't. And obviously, like, I tell him no because I'm not gonna lie. And at this point, like, I just want him to, like, not kiss me. Because maybe, like, me saying that would have made him not kiss me. And then he was like, do you want to have your first kiss? And I said, I don't know. And then he asked to kiss me. And obviously, like, if I say no, it's gonna be awkward. So I just said yes, and then he kissed me. And then I'm pretty sure after he kissed me, I said thank you. Yeah, don't ever do that, guys. Don't ever say thank you. And then finally, like, my friend picks us up. And, like, me and my friend go back to my house. And I just felt so awkward and icked out by the situation. I can't remember if I unadded him or ghosted him. But I did one of those things. But me and him are, like, complete strangers now. Like, I'd be surprised if he remembered me. Obviously, I'm gonna remember him because he was my first kiss and this story is really embarrassing. But here's my advice. Don't kiss somebody you don't know. And don't rush it because I rushed it and look what happened. Anyways, whenever I first told my mom about the story, she would just call him Construction Boy because I didn't want to tell her the name. And she still doesn't know the name. He's still Construction Boy. Alright, bye guys. I hope you enjoyed that story because I know I didn't enjoy living it.
This is the story about a random man who thought he could be a cheater and thought that I wouldn't tell his girlfriend about him. Okay, so a few months ago, I was going to Mexico with my friend and we were at the airport on the plane. The man behind us was staring at me a little bit, but I honestly thought it was just because I was making TikToks in public and, like, valid reason to stare. However, he was also there with this baddie of a woman and a child. Halfway through the flight, the woman gets up to go to the bathroom. I obviously don't think anything of it. She's going to the bathroom. And then I get a little tap on my shoulder and I'm like, yeah? And then in between the seats, he shows me his phone with a text in it. He's giving me these weird eyes and I'm reading the note and it says something along the lines of, please do not say anything out loud, but I think you're really pretty, like I want to talk to you. With your literal child sitting beside you? I literally look at it, I look at him and I'm like, no, you're here with a woman and a child. And then he holds up it again and he's like, did you read it? I'm like, yeah. If there's one thing in the world that makes me like, ugh, it's being a weird, sus, rat cheater. Then the girl comes back from the bathroom and the guy acts like he's never talked to me, didn't say anything to me. So I'm now sitting there and I'm adding the pieces together. Like, he waited until the girl was gone. He typed it in his phone, asked me not to say anything out loud. He's a rodent. My head immediately goes to, I need to tell the girl. Because if I was the girl in this situation, somebody better tell me. We get off the flight, we're waiting for our luggage, and he's trying to act like he's boyfriend of the year, being so attentive to her, but I know what you're doing. He goes to grab the luggage, and she's finally free by herself, okay? So I walk over there. Let me just tell you, this girl is a baddie, okay? She's the kind of girl you see in public, and you're like, whoa, I went up to her, I said, "Is that your boyfriend?" She said yes, and I told her exactly what happened, exactly what he said. She turns to me and is like, "So do you want me to cuss him out before you leave or after you leave?" I was like, "After I leave." I don't know exactly what happened. She obviously waited for me to be gone to talk to him about it, but I am just hoping she is fucking thriving now.
Get ready with me while I tell you how my guy best friend and I were talking to the same guy at once. Let's call my guy best friend Leo. So me and Leo haven't always been friends. Our relationship has been super rocky, and around this time, me and him had beef, bro. I did not like him, he did not like me. But being the nosy bitch I was, when he blocked me on Snapchat, I got one of my friends to add him so I could monitor what he was posting. And before you say shit, I know you've all done that at one point. So Leo started posting about another guy in my school, Jake, and they actually started hanging out, and I was friends with Jake at the time. So I got one of my friends to screenshot Leo's story, and I added Jake on Snap. So me and Jake started to be super close, and because him and Leo were super close, Leo ended adding me back on Snapchat, and we kind of talked things through and we were okay. So I was super jealous about how Leo and Jake were so close, so I decided to start flirting with Jake so I could start talking to Jake. And in hindsight, I know how bad that is. I know, you don't have to come for me. Oh, she's a pick-me. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Well, anyway, so Jake and I started talking, and then one night I saw that Leo posted on his story that him and Jake were having a sleepover. So anyway, that night of that sleepover, Leo texted me saying that he didn't want to be friends anymore, and that he just wasn't good for his mental health, and he ends up blocking me, and I was pissed. Now, up until that point, we were actually like a good trio, so I was really confused. It came out of nowhere. So my first thought was to text Jake about it, like, what's going on? And Jake was like, I don't know, he seems really upset, like, I'll make sure he's okay, blah, 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 right? And I completely fell for it. So about a week goes by, and Leo wouldn't even look at me. But him and Jake were completely fine, like it was when I was in the trio. And then it hit me. Both of these guys were super feminine. So what if the reason that Leo didn't want to be my friend was because he wanted Jake to himself? So at this point, it was the end of the year, and we went on this trip to like a theme park all together. And I was still kind of talking to Jake. And let me preface this by saying, like, Jake had literally sent me boxer pictures. You know what I'm talking about, girls. And I didn't even really like Jake. I was just trying to, like, use him to get the inside scoop on Leo. So during this trip, me and Leo actually ended up sitting by each other on a ride. And I had, like, a quick moment to talk to him because other than that, he wouldn't talk to me. And in that quick moment, he basically said to me that he had nothing against me, but Jake didn't want him talking to me. So this was really weird because this destroyed the theory that Leo didn't want me talking to Jake because he wanted him. More of Jake wanted me and didn't want me talking to Leo, if that makes sense. So after that trip, Jake actually stopped talking to me. And so school got out and I knew something was up, and I ended up signing up to do a theater show in my local town. And I went to auditions, and guess who was there? Leo. So because we were doing this theater show together, we were kind of forced to be together for about a few times a week. And one night, he texted me, and we FaceTimed. And he opened up to me and told me that he was talking to Jake the whole time. So we both pulled out our phones, and I told him I was also talking to him. And we were getting sent the same boxer pictures. We were getting sent the same paragraphs, like, to the dot. So while we were both getting fed lies about each other and mad at each other, the real problem was Jake. And the funniest thing is that Jake literally is the kind of guy who carried, like, a Bible in his backpack to school every day. So Leo ends up opening more to me about the whole situation and tells me that at that sleepover where he said he didn't want to be friends anymore, they actually kissed and stuff. I'm not going to go into depth in that because it's none of my business. And anyway, because of this, me and Leo became friends again, and now he's like one of my really close friends, and I
told his secret. But yeah, so end of the story, Jake is an awful person because he hurt me so much, and along with that pulled along another person that he didn't need to. Like, from this simple story time, you're not grasping how hard he had me and Leo under his little game. So moral of the story, watch your back, I guess. Let me know if you have any more requests or ideas or questions. But that's all for today. Bye, beautiful people.
Get ready with me while I tell you how my crazy step-grandma stole all my inheritance. Okay, so basically, I don't have my light on today because it just died and I don't feel like charging it. So if this video flops, then we'll know why. I guess it's like a little test for us all. But so basically, growing up, my grandpa was divorced with my grandma because my grandma decided she was lesbian at like 50. Anyway, but he was an absolute D-head. I never knew, like, growing up how much of a he was, but now I do. So he lived in Florida, so we like never saw him, but when we did, I was like hyped because I just wanted to go to Florida, and he like belonged to a nice ass country club, and like somehow like he had money. It was definitely like from fraudulent shit, but like he had it. He literally belonged to like this nice ass country club. Like I literally did not even know him at all. I just like liked his house, but I would always get like, even when I was like 2, like I would literally cry because I had anxiety there, because I sensed it. He like didn't know I was born for the first like 3 years of my life. So he had this like wife. I don't even know why they were married because they literally hated each other's guts. Like they would just scream at each other all the time. And like he was literally like had a poop bag, and he would like feel like shit, and she'd be like, we're going out to dinner, and she would like force him to go. She was like that type of lady that literally like yelled at the waitress. I was like, I don't know her, like sorry guys. Like it's so freaking like awkward being around people like that because you just don't want to be associated with them. I have like, they're like 9 now, but I had like, when they were babies, my little baby cousins, they literally used to like scream at them and tell them that they were like shitheads. They were like 2 because their dog tried to attack them, so like the girl like pushed the dog away. They're twins, and they like screamed at her and told her that she was like an aggressive shithead. So anyway, my grandpa passes away. It's fine, you guys don't have to be sorry. No offense. But he passes away, and then so she's just the only one alive. She's my step grandma, by the way. She's not my biological grandma. And so they have like a whole different inheritance. And everyone was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like I don't even think we went to his funeral. Bye, pretend like I didn't say that. But so then a couple of years like go by, and by the way, like we visited my step grandma. Like we didn't just like forget about her, even though she was a bitch. Like she literally was a screaming crazy bitch, but we like still visited her because we're nice people. And so like it wasn't like we just like completely forgot about her. And basically like I guess like the inheritance like went to her because she didn't die yet, so like it like went to her first. My dad made me pasta. So later on, that son of a bitch, she gets cancer, and so, like, not to be, like, morbid or mean, but, like, everyone was waiting on the inheritance. So you're gonna be a shitty grandpa, a shitty dad, and then let your shitty wife take everything. But her son also, like, abandoned their kid. So, I don't know. But, yeah, that's it. Love you guys.